Hello, this is Allie with The Perception Trainers, author of The Perception Diet, and today we're going to talk about part 3 of the real reason you can't lose weight. So if you haven't watched part 1 and part 2, you can do so through the links below. And just for a little review, in part 1 we talked about how you cannot hate your body into a body that you love. So essentially what I was saying is that you need to start from a place of love and start by noticing all the good things about your body and noticing that your body is on your side and noticing that your body is wonderful and starting with this loving feeling towards your body to move towards a healthier body that you like. And in part 2, we talked about how you can't continue to focus on what you don't want and expect to get what you do want, that you need to shift your perspective and shift your focus onto all the things that you do want and all the things you do want to see and all the things that are already as you want them to be and move in that direction. So in part 3, what we're going to talk about today is the real reason you can't lose weight. Part 3 is you cannot continue to abdicate your responsibility and abdicate your own intuition onto someone else and expect to get the results you want. So what am I talking about when I say that? Essentially what I'm saying is you cannot follow the diet industry. You can't follow a program. You can't rely on a doctor or a nutritionist or someone outside of yourself to tell you exactly what you need to do in order to be healthy, because the truth is that you are the #1 expert on your body, and the only real way to get where you want to go, which is to have a body that's healthy, that's at an ideal weight, that's, fit, and all of these things that you want it to be, is for you to connect with your own body, to tune into your own body's wisdom, and to listen to what your own body is telling you. And so essentially this is kind of my favorite piece of advice, because this is me telling you to do the exact opposite of what the diet industry is telling you to do. And you need to understand that the diet industry is set up in a way to make money, right? So first things first is to understand that if the diet industry actually had something that worked, that legitimately was going to get you healthy, that was going to get you fit, that was going to get you where you wanted to be for the long term, they would put themselves out of business. If they had an actual solution for you, right, they couldn't continue to make money. So just know that first. And so essentially what the diet industry does is they tell you that, being healthy, being fit, getting your body into shape is really hard. They tell you that it's really difficult. They tell you that you couldn't possibly figure it out by yourself. They tell you that it requires a substantial amount of willpower and that you need to listen to an expert, someone outside of yourself, to figure out how to get there. And so with all of these things, essentially what they're doing is they're training you to dissociate yourself from what your body is telling you it needs. They're training you to ignore your body signals, to ignore, essentially check out of your own intuition and check out of your own body knowledge, to fully follow someone outside of yourself. And then when the program doesn't work, they're training you to blame yourself, that it was your fault for having weak will, or your fault for not following the program properly, or your fault for falling off the program because there's something wrong with you. And then but don't worry, you can jump on just the next diet that we have here, or the next product, or the next whatever, okay? So when you look at it that way, you can see how that formula is a formula for their success, not for your success, okay? And that's why I'm saying that in order to get where you want to go, the only way to get there is to learn to listen to and trust and tune in to your own body, to learn what your body is telling you, to learn the language of your body, and to learn to respond to that. So what I'm proposing here is that instead of totally looking to a diet or totally looking to something outside of yourself for the answers on how to get fit, first to just stop and consider that perhaps your body naturally wants to be healthy and wants to be fit and has been sending you messages and signals for what does work for you and what doesn't work for you, and that perhaps you've just been overriding that information because you've been told by the diet industry that you need to listen to someone else. So maybe you get the advice that you should never eat 3 hours before bed, but you're constantly hungry before you go to bed and it's affecting your sleep, but someone told you that if you eat before you go to bed that you'll be fat, so you don't do that. And then so you're constantly overriding the signals your body is telling you that maybe it needs fuel, or maybe that going to bed on a completely empty stomach isn't something that works for your body, and you're not listening to that message, right? And the other part that I want to say is that your body is an extension, like a physical extension of your intuition. So not only are you going to get the body that you desire by learning to tune in and listen to your actual body, you're also going to have access to your intuition on a much deeper, much more real level. Okay, so just like I've talked about in lots of my other videos, how your body signals and your body, messages are trying to lead you in the right path for your life. Your body signals and your body messages are also trying to lead you on the right path for being healthy. So by cutting yourself off from your own body's wisdom, not only are you cutting yourself off from health, you're cutting yourself off from a huge part of your intuition, a huge part of your guidance in this lifestyle, in this life, that can get you to where you want to go. Okay? So this is why it's so important to understand that taking responsibility for your own self, taking responsibility for your own body, learning to tune into your own body, learning how your body communicates with you, and learning what works for your body and what does not work for your body, not based on other people's advice, is so incredibly critical for you to get healthy, for you to get fit, for you to get lean, and for you to be able to use this part of your intuition that can help you in all areas of your life. Okay, so this means that you can go to someone, and you can go to a doctor, and you can go to an expert, and you can go to a nutritionist, whatever, take advice, but then you try it, and you see if it works for you, and you listen to your body and see if that's working for you or not. And if it's not working for you, you don't continue to do it, okay? So what I'm saying is that this is not about completely ignoring everyone else's advice and no one else will ever have anything, useful for you. All I'm saying is that you need to take what people tell you and you need to experiment with it. You need to try it, but you'd never take anybody else's word as law, because it's your body at the end of the day that's going to tell you what is and what is not law. Okay, so you can take people's advice, you can try out what works for other people, you can do all of these things, but remember that at the end of the day, you're taking responsibility, and you're saying, okay, this thing works for them, doesn't work for me. This piece of advice that this doctor gave me or this nutritionist gave me, that does work for me, and I'm going to keep doing that. But you're taking responsibility for trying it yourself, seeing what works for you, and letting it go if it doesn't. And this is the bottom line, that, there are lots of different ways of living. There are lots of different lifestyles. There's lots of different likes and dislikes, and we're not all the same. So there's no way that your lifestyle is going to be exactly like someone else's, or like a book, or like anything else, because you are an individual. And yes, we are all biologically very, very similar, but we all have different lifestyles, we all have different jobs, we all have different activities that we do, we all have different taste preferences. There's just no way that we could find a one-size-fits-all lifestyle for everybody. It doesn't work, okay? So you can read diet books, you can listen to people, you can get advice, but to understand that at the end of the day, you have to try it. You have to connect in with your body, and you have to figure it out if it works for you or not. You will never ever get where you want to go by abdicating your responsibility to somebody else. It doesn't work. It won't work. And it might feel nice in the beginning, and it might feel nice to be able to blame someone else if it doesn't go well, but at the end of the day, if you really want to get healthy and you really want to get connected with yourself, and if you really want to get healthy for the long term, you got to learn to tune into yourself, okay? And then the other thing is that to just really start to understand and change your thinking and understand that your body wants to be healthy. It's designed to be healthy, okay? Every single mechanism that's set up in your body is designed for your survival and designed for your health. So your body is not against you, your body is not fighting you, your body's not trying to be fat just to screw you over. it's doing what it needs to do based on whatever is happening in your life right now, and it's trying to do its best. So if you come at it with that perspective, if your body is not functioning the way you want it to, you need to say, no, it's not my body's fault. And it's not my fault either. It's just that something needs to change in my lifestyle in order to accommodate what my body wants, which is health. And obviously what I'm doing is not giving it that. And I'm the one that needs to figure that out. I'm the one that needs to tune into what my body is telling me and figure out what my body needs. Okay? So, number 3, you can't abdicate your responsibility on the way to getting the body that you desire. You need to learn to tune into your own body. And essentially what I'm saying is that in so doing, you are not only setting yourself up to have a lifetime of health, because you will understand what your body's telling you and you'll be able to make adjustments when your body tells you it needs an adjustment and blah, 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 blah. But you're also going to be setting yourself up for having a stronger intuition and a stronger knowing of what's right in your life in general. Okay? So, if you have questions, comments, concerns, leave them down below, and we'll see you in part 4 in the next video.